Well, hi guys. Working on the Ford again. Want to put a thermostat in it. Now, it's kind of in that going through a discovery phase, trying to figure out why I have heat, then I don't have heat. Now, yesterday afternoon, I took the dash apart to change the door underneath the vent, or the underneath there. This. Hope you can see that. Now, thought maybe this was a problem, looked it up online, yada yada yada, you know how that goes. And you gotta take this black plastic cover off. And then there's a air duct underneath of it you gotta take off to get to this. Now, this one worked, but it does have a lot of slop in it. It worked, but, well, it's a part. I got the new one, so I put the new one in it. And it didn't solve the problem. So, next, it will be thermostat. I guess Dad's had this truck 10 years. I don't know how many miles is actually on the thing, but the two hoses back there that I'm pointing at, one will get hot and the other won't, per se. So, be that as it may, one will get hot, the other won't, then they'll both be hot. You might have some heat, you might not have heat. And yesterday it took 20 minutes for this upper radiator hose to get warm. So I'm thinking the thermostat is stuck open. Draining the radiator. You can see that lovely mess. I believe I'm going to get new antifreeze to put in it. I won't go into it too much, but needless to say, the radiator is draining down, and all the lovely Fordness to this truck. Everybody shows you take this off and it comes off real easy, and take this off and it comes off real easy. Well, I live in a rust belt. Nothing on these trucks comes apart easy. Okay? There's a wire here that you're supposed to be able to unplug. Well, I must be an idiot because I can't figure it out, so I just shoved it over out of the way. The bolts that go into here, which are these, were nice and crusty. You guys that live down south and out west, man, I'd love to have your vehicles to work on. It'd be so easy, because everything on a truck from the Rust Belt is a monumental pain in the butt to do anything with. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Nothing comes apart easy. Kind of like, you don't know what fun is till you tear into something from around here. And you get to find out how much rust affects stuff. What? Looks like chocolate milk. But at any rate, I'll get back here when I start taking things apart, when I get that loose. See, it's already drawn blood. Normal for around here. But when I get back at it, I'll take some video. So hang on, we'll be right back. Okay, hopefully I can sit you down over here and get an idea of what I'm trying to do. I broke the first one loose, and it's enough to scare you, because it's a seal bolt in aluminum, and usually that's never a real good combination. And it is that long. Please don't break. I love that part. Okay. Let's see, I've got relatively 2 gallon out. It's below the level of the tank here. Should I shut it off? Well, let's see. I see part of a problem. What do I do with my pliers? Yeah, rip it out. I wonder I couldn't see them. They were right in front of my eyes. Don't know. One thing I do know for sure, I don't believe it was sealed up good. Down in that. So, the new ones have a rubber seal that goes around it, all the way around this. This has got an O-ring that was sitting on top, and basically Almost looks like it was just sitting there, not doing anything. So I like this idea better. So are you kidding me? Does not fit. That's pretty snug. And that's just as snug as that one is. So, see, there's a slit in there to put in that gasket, but that gasket won't fit in that aluminum housing with this. So now the question becomes, what's right and what's wrong? Sorry guys, batteries died. Yeah, I gotta figure out what's right and what's wrong here. Because there's no way that this is going to fit in this gasket and go in that hole. And that's chamfered to sit down in there. Okay, let me do some thinking here. I mean, literally, if that only way this is going to work is if you do it like this. It don't even fit without kinking up. That's the only way I can see of it working. And it's going down on it and tightening it up. So I guess that's what we're going to do. Right or wrong. I was really hoping to see this stuck, but well, it ain't, so we'll deal with it. I am going to do my favorite thing. All these bolts. Good old antifreeze. If it's aluminum and got steel going into it, you better use this. Or you may find out the hard way about electrolysis. The hard way, and it's not fun to deal with. So we'll give them a good liberal coating. Antifreeze is cheap compared to broken bolts and castings. So, put it back over here. Let's hope this works. I really hate tightening up bolts in aluminum, because you never know if you're going to snap them or not. Alright. Next, I'm going to have 8mm. For these bolts. Dab of antifreeze. Put that bracket back up where it belongs. Start the nut or the bolt in. Grab the next one. Get it started in this aluminum. And the third one. It's in such a fine spot. Enough. Enough. And click. Okay. That was easy. Now get you. Oh, great. Gotta love this stuff. Okay. Okay. According to that, this part's done. I gotta make my mind up what I want to do with this lovely mess. I know a lot of people will probably ask, why I do what I do? As far as like antifreeze, stuff like that. That's pretty simple, actually. After you've worked on enough stuff and see how an extra minute and a little antifreeze can make the job next time so much easier, you pretty much get in the mode to use it all the time. Now this is some wicked looking stuff. And it's always had good antifreeze put in it, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So hang on, we'll be right back. Well, hi guys. On the truck yesterday, changed thermostat, flushed the system, put new antifreeze in it, and still no heat. The only thing left it can be is the door inside that motor hooks to. So naturally they didn't have it, and nobody close has it. Closest is 100 miles away, so it's on its way. So okay guys, I think I need to explain a few things at this point. I had mentioned earlier in the video about changing that motor under the dash. That motor hooks to the door that turns the flap inside, well, door inside to give you heat or AC. Really hoping it was the motor, but it wasn't. Now, everything I read online said that normally when if that door breaks, the socket that the square part of that motor goes up into shatters, comes apart. Well, it was solid, so figured it was the motor. I didn't have heat, and I would have heat. Then I'd have heat, and then I wouldn't have heat. So it was kind of going through a list of possibilities. The motor was one, thermostat was another, and I had checked it one day and it took 20 minutes for the thermostat to open. Well, the upper radiator hose to get hot, I'll put it that way. So I thought, well, Dad's had the truck for 10 years or more, thermostat could be bad. And thermostat's not that much to put in, so put the thermostat in. I was draining the radiator. You seen how nasty it looked, so I flushed the system out, put the new thermostat in, put new antifreeze in it, and next morning on the way home I didn't have heat. Well, I did have, and then it quit. Well, it turned out to be that door inside. And if any of you guys have ever done it, I'm not going to bore you with a video of it. It's a pain in the butt to change that door, because you got to take everything below the dash out, take the motor back out, then go through the glove box, open it up, get in there, and literally cut a hole into the air box inside of it. And you can go in and replace that door. It's a pain in the butt, a giant pain in the butt to do. And you got to clean it all up, put the piece that you cut out back in, glue it back in, and put all that silver foil tape over, several layers of it over where you worked, cut out. That's what it turned out to be. Yeah, it was a fun job. Wintertime is not the time to suddenly have heat and no heat. Okay? It turned out to be a monumental pain in the butt to fix, but I got it fixed. But at any rate, guys, that's where I want to end this video. The truck is back and fixed, and it's got heat and everything's working right. So, it's all good in the end. So, we'll see you next time. And as always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. I never know what I'm going to get into from one day to the next. And this is kind of a prime example. Work on the truck. Work on something else. Work on the truck again. So we'll see you next time, guys.